Happy Monday, beautiful people. Long time no see. I had a really good reason Friday not being here. All right, y'all, hold on. Feel like I've been playing hooky too much. No, but seriously, I actually had an allergic reaction to something. I just couldn't be live Friday with y'all. Okay. All right, beautiful people. It is the last day of the month. It is July the 31st, 2023, day 84 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. Another 5-year consecutive day count. It is day 1464. Today we're picking back up on page 520 with verse 784. And it's still in the 30th chapter of the Holy Godspell in the Holy Megillah, also affectionately known by us as the Secret Nazarite Scroll. I didn't give it that name. Somebody else gave it that name. I just really love it a lot. And this is, we'll see how far we get today. We may finish this up tomorrow. Just depending if I add a story or two to it. We may. So we're going to get moving. So, Father, we thank you for being able to hear you inwardly. All right, beautiful people. Who here today? Mom, shalom, bright and early. Dawn, what's good, sis? Nazarene is seen. Peace, love, light, strength. What's that? We got the little vortex swirl. And vortexian energy. To everybody in the chat, I'm gonna say that. Avia Shalom says, greetings, dreadful Cosma. What's going on, fam? Peace, love, light, and balance to the righteous gods and Nirvanian goddesses. Nazarene Scene said, peace. Elijah, what's going on, fam? Peace and blessings, blood, family. Derek, shalom, shalom. And everybody else is hanging out in the background already. Happy Monday. You know what? Look, I ain't gonna be here tomorrow either. Because the Sabbath for this moon cycle is tomorrow. So I come back, keep my head in the door for a quick second. Then we roll back out again for another whole day. We ain't gonna finish this tomorrow. We might finish it Wednesday though. All right. Okay, y'all. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so verse 784. This section is called Shalat Chalom, Chalom, and it's also entitled, the subtitle is Dream Request. Migdala asked Miriam, please, will you teach us about dreams? Miriam replied, there are typical dreams and rarer prophetic dreams. In a typical dream, every person in your dream is an aspect of your own personality. Isn't that amazing? Hold on. This is going to be my chapter for today. I just feel it deep down in my shanana. You know, I'm a dreamer. I dream about everything. The good, bad, and the ugly. And sometimes I'm left wondering, what in the crap was that? But it's always the piece of a bigger puzzle or something I eventually figure out. Okay, let me start over. Verse 784, page 520. Migdala asked Miriam, please, will you teach us about dreams? Miriam replied, there are typical dreams and rarer prophetic dreams. In a typical dream, every person in your dream is an aspect of your own personality. If you dream of someone you know and they act bad in your dream, do not blame them. For lo, everything that happens in your dream is from within your own mind. I woke up thinking about this one dream this morning. I'm like, what in the world? It's one of these dreams I ain't never really had before. It's just kind of like, it don't seem out of the blue, but it wasn't me. It was a few people that I knew. Now, I'm not sure if it's a prophetic dream. It was probably like a more typical dream. But if all them people now represent an aspect of me, oh, I got more work to do than what I really thought. Cheesy, peace. Listen, if you dream you If you dream of someone you know and they act bad in your dreams, do not blame them. For lo, everything that happens in your dream is from your own mind. The bad things that happen in a dream are from your own fears and worries. The villains in your dreams are within your own mind. Release your fears and worries, and the villains will disappear. I think I'm gonna change the title today to something about dreams. I know we're still talking about Miriam through here, but I think I'm gonna maybe Miriam explains dreams or something like that, so I can be able to find this video. Okay. The bad things that happen in a dream are from your own fears and worries. The villains in your dreams are within your own mind. Release your fears and worries, and the villains disappear. Yea, release your fears and worries and dream pleasant dreams. If your mother, friend, or neighbor is in your dream, whatever they say and do is from your own mind. If your friend acts horribly in your dream, blame not your friend. Instead, release your fears and worries, and the actors in your dreams will play friendlier parts. I couldn't make this up. This dream that I woke up thinking about. Oh, it's probably all about me. Oh my gosh. Eternal learning, shalom. If your friend acts horribly in your dream, blame not your friend. Instead, release your fears and worries, and the actors in your dreams will play friendlier parts. Likewise, should your friend speak words of wisdom in your dream, they get no praise. For lo, regardless of the face that speaks wisdom in your dream, the wisdom is from your own mind. Behold, your mind is the creator of everything that any person does in your dream. That I believe that, simply because, like, if you're constantly thinking about something, you tend to start having dreams about this. Oh, I was about to give y'all a story, but I won't. I won't give y'all that story. But okay. Behold, your mind is the creator of everything that any person does in your dream. Only when you know that can you work with your dreams. For with that understanding, you can look at your dream and know much about your own hopes and fears. It's kind of like lucid dreaming, kind of. When you realize, it's almost like when you realize you're dreaming, you can pretty much take control of your dream. You can control pretty much everything that happens in it. A lot of times I found out, at least in my process of growth over the last couple of years and understanding what we truly are and who we truly are, was I able to even begin doing this, but it's pretty dope. Almost kind of like playing the video game, kind of, and choosing different endings, based on what you understand. It's really interesting. So that's why, like, over the last year, it's a couple people. I rarely go to their channel, but they always talking about some kind of, and I know I talk about the dreams that I have, but at least I ain't as ignorant about my dreams as I used to be. And I'm like, girl, they came from your own mind. Do you realize? Because everything you believe affects what you dream, even in the whole religious realm, so people that are constantly having dreams about raptures and Jesus coming back and all this stuff is because of everything that they put in them. They're literally programming themselves, but you can't tell them that. You can't tell them that, right? I'm like, they'll learn sooner or later, hopefully. Okay. Let me just go back. Matter of fact, let me just go all the way back up. Let me just start it over. Let me start it over. Listen, verse 784. Migdana asked Miriam, please, will you teach us about dreams? Miriam replied, there are typical dreams and rarer prophetic dreams. In a typical dream, every person in your dream is an aspect of your own personality. If you dream of someone you know and they act bad in your dream, do not blame them. For lo, everything that happens in your dream is from within your own mind. The bad things that happen in a dream are from your own fears and worries. The villains in your dreams are within your own mind. Release your fears and worries, and the villains disappear. Yea, release your fears and worries and dream pleasant dreams. If your mother, friend, or neighbor is in your dream, whatever they say and do is from your own mind. If your friend acts horribly in your dream, blame not your friend. Instead, release your fears and worries, and the actors in your dreams will play friendlier parts. Likewise, should your friends speak words of wisdom in your dream, they get no praise. For lo, regardless of the face that speaks wisdom in your dream, the wisdom is from your own mind. Behold, your mind is the creator of everything that any person does in your dream. Only when you know that can you work with your dreams. For with that understanding, you can look at your dream and know much about your own hopes and fears. What you are afraid of, what you secretly desire, all these things dance in your dreams, wearing the mask of friends and foes. That's good. It definitely brings a little bit more enlightenment about some things, and clarity and confirmation about some things that I've already kind of figured out about my dreams. What you are afraid of, what you secretly desire, all these things dance in your dreams, wearing the mask of friends and foes. Wherefore, if your sister acts like a fool in your dream, know that that fool is within you. Fool, you better preach. And if your brother is a hero in your dream, know that the hero is within you. You know what? This would make sense, right? Because seeing I'm gonna just put it this way. Seeing that a lot of times people don't listen unless you give something to them in story form fashion, the same process happens in your dream. You got to use other characters because if you put them in there, they ain't gonna listen. So a lot of times that's why we spend a good deal trying to figure out what this meant. Like, girl, I dreamt about you last night. No, sis. You dreamt about yourself. My face was there because you couldn't handle the information that you was getting about yourself, right? And so our dreams seem to be happening in the same way, just like you will get even more people to listen to a story or a tale or a parable if you use animals. You can use other people or some juicy gossip or something like that. As long as you're telling a story that captures everybody's attention, with as long as they don't feel like you're trying to tell them about themselves, they'll listen. And they'll be all into the story. Even a parable, if you got a good storyteller, they'll be all into it. And it may not even hit them deep down in their shana, and I'm like, whoa, was she talking about me? Or was he talking about me? It don't hit them till the story goes on, or till the lesson or something start coming out, and you reveal what the parable or the story was all about. A lot of time it don't click like, And some people only tell you, he talking right to me. This story. Right. So it would make sense that our dreams happen in the same way, because we'll keep thinking about it, and then if we're growing spiritually, physically, emotionally, we'll begin to take this dream that we dreamt about somebody else and be like, well, you know what, that kind of applies to me. I remember something shucks. I think maybe they heard it from their mama, my grandma, but I think I've heard all my aunts, if they get some wisdom or something or a dream or whatever, they say it's first for me, then for you or whoever they're gonna give it to. But I remember hearing my grandma say that a lot as well. So they probably got that from their mama. But listen, okay. I'm going to go back to verse 796. Behold, your mind is the creator of everything that any person does in your dream. Only when you know that can you work with your dreams. For with that understanding, you can look at your dream and know much about your own hopes and fears. What you are afraid of, what you secretly desire, all these things dance in your dreams, wearing the mask of friends and foes. Wherefore, if your sister acts like a fool in your dream, Wherefore, if your sister acts like a fool in your dream, know that that fool is within you. And if your brother is a hero in your dream, know that the hero is within you. Most dreams are of this kind, all the actors being aspects of your own mind, and so we call them typical. Rarely, though, you may have a prophetic dream in which Jaja or Elohim or another being speaks to you. Those dreams are so strong that you will know them when you have them. Seers are blessed with more prophetic dreams than others, for lo, the veil between the worlds is thin within seers. That makes sense? At least it makes sense to me. And based on all my different types of dreams, I've definitely got a lot of prophetic dreams. Those I don't really speak out a lot, but definitely. Verse 806, there is a Nazarene practice called Shalat Chalom, which means dream request. Shalat Chalom was first taught by Gilgala. Before sleep, you contemplate. Oh, yeah, they teach you about this in my big toe. Listen. Oh, okay. Look, let me finish it. Shalat Chalom was first taught by Gilgala. Before sleep, contemplate a question to which you desire an answer. Then pray that the answer will be revealed in your dreams. In the morning, study your dreams to see if the answer was revealed. It is important to remember that every person in your dream, no matter their face, is really a part of your own mind. Wherefore, any answer that is revealed in your dream is from within you, not outside. The only exception is a prophetic dream. Migdana replied, thank you, Miriam, for teaching us about dreams. The sister disciples said, amen. I use a different color highlighter for this. Hold on. Yeah, in My Big Toe, Thomas Campbell talked about this a lot towards the beginning of the book, and he used meditation as well. Once you get good at it, you can you don't even have to wait till you go to sleep. You can just go into a deep meditation and get answers to stuff. I'm still kind of working on that. Not kind of, I am working on that to get as proficient like that with stuff. But sometimes I practice this and I'll have the answer by the morning time, but it really works. Okay, the next section, verse 816. Leak or Likevod Shabbat. Likevod, Likevod, that's one word. Likevod Shabbat. And it means in honor of the Shabbat. A poem by Miriam. On page 521, verse 816. Miriam spoke a poem called Likevod Shabbat in honor of the Sabbath. She said, in honor of the Sabbath, be deeply free. In honor of the Sabbath, do what makes you feel good deeply. Rest or play, do good works, be free and ecstatic. And deeply, hold on. Rest or play, do good works, be free and ecstatic deeply in honor of the Sabbath. In honor of the Sabbath, follow your bliss unto heaven most high deeply. And that's the end of that. Sermon on Mount Shemesh and initiation into the order of Shemesh and Shemaiah. The disciples receive the first two words of prayer. It's verse 822. 822 on page 522. On a beautiful sunny morning on the Shabbat, Miriam walked in joy with her disciples. We walked on winding trails that spiraled up through green forests to the top of Mount Shemesh. It was here, atop Mount Shemesh, that the first meetings of the Nazarene order called Shemesh and Shemaiah were held ages ago. And after Shemesh is reference number 12, and 12 at the bottom of page 522 says, Shemesh means sun, S-U-N. S-U-N. Shemesh means sun. The root Esh being the Hebrew word for fire. This particular mount was called Shemesh because it was an excellent location to commune with the sun, the summit seeming to reach up toward the sun. Shemaiah, in this context, is the Nazarene word for heir. That's interesting. I wonder if she know her name mean heir. We know somebody named Shemaiah. I'm gonna just highlight that. Okay. Shemaiah, in this context, is the Nazarene word for air, but in other contexts can mean heaven, air, or space. Shemaiah is pronounced Shem-Ayah. What? Shem-Ayah. I'm going to say Shemaiah. Is Shem-Ayah, Shem -AW-YA. I'm just so used to seeing and saying Shemaiah. Shem-Ayah. It should be noted that both Shemesh and Shemaiah include Shem, which, as a word in its own right, means name and implies Shemet. Hold on. And implies the name or Yahweh, the tetragrammaton that is the name for God or goddess, and the expanding all. Shemesh represents the masculine principle, Shemaiah the feminine principle. That's interesting because I'm not sure that I could be ignorant. I wonder now. I'm wondering if her mom knew that when she named her that and named her that appropriately. I got so many things running through my mind about this word. Shemesh represents the masculine principle, Shemaiah the feminine principle. The term Shemesh and Shemaiah, the name of a Nazarene order, illustrates the teaching that Shemesh and Shemaiah are linked and dependent on one another in the sense that fire needs air in which to burn. That was good. Okay. All right. Go back up to 824 and we're going to read that again. Just me. Shalom. Shalom. Tabitha. Shalom, sis. This is making so much sense as you break it down that way. Yahweh. Shalom. Shalom. Eternal Learner said, I wrote my dream down this morning and had it rolling around in my head before tapping into your session today. Timing of the all is impeccable. I know, right? Listen, I think we probably all had a dream which we brought with us this morning. I would tell y'all mine, but now that it's talking about that these is each an element of me, I'm embarrassed to talk about the dream now. That's why I said I definitely got way more growing to do than what I thought. I mean, y'all probably figured that sometime I be acting, like, what's wrong with this girl? Facebook user, peace and blessings in the name of Jehovah. Drayson Righteous Shalom. Uncle JB, Grand Rising. Auntie Belinda Brown, Grand Rising. Beautiful people, listen. I did not look at your text last night and ignore you. The kids had my phone. I went to bed early, right? So I didn't see it till this morning, the picture that you sent me and asked me what my caption would be. I looked at it and I just kind of giggled. I've never seen that. I'm going to respond to it. But yeah, if that looked like I saw that last night, it was either Bella or Aubrey or probably Josh. Josh was the one that had my phone first. I remember Bella bringing it back to me, so I'm not sure at what time during the night, whichever one of them. I don't know. It could have been Bella going through my texts and stuff. Boy, when kids learn how to read, you gotta watch what you text and stuff. What does this emoji mean that you sent today? And I'm like, oh my god, the vegetables we want to eat tonight for dinner. Lord, I'm like, give me my phone. Kings and Queens coaching group. Shalom, shalom. All right, y'all. And everybody else that came in here while I was reading, hanging out in the background. Check Cosmo interview. Oh, okay, yeah, I definitely miss I don't know when I'm gonna watch it because taking a break from social media. The only thing on social media coming from me is the lives, which comes from StreamYard. So when it posts from here, it posts everywhere. So it'll probably be a little bit, but I'll catch up on that when I get to it. But thank you for that, Jessamy. Thinking the same thing. Pronunciations with Miss Susan Martinez. Great minds think alike. I'm gonna make a note of that though, because I probably need to hop on just to watch that, because y'all know how bad I be screwing words up in people's names. Hold on. Watch Cosmo interview. with Miss Susan D. I love that lady. Okay. All right. Verse 824. Matter of fact, let's just go to 822 and start it over. Sermon on Mount Shemesh and initiation into the order of Shemesh and Shemaiah. The disciples received the first two words of power. On a beautiful sunny morning on the Sabbath, Miriam walked in joy with her disciples. We walked on winding trails that spiraled up through green forest to the top of Mount Shemesh. It was here atop Mount Shemesh that the first meeting of the Nazarene order called Shemesh and Shemaiah were held ages ago. That order is for Nazarenes who demonstrate a higher degree of progress in the first lessons of a seen mountain of peace. Progress in first lessons is estimated according to one's walk upon both the social path and the scholarly path in a seen mountain of peace, as revealed in the precepts of Zion. Those two paths merge to become one whole response of a Nazarene to the call of the four pillars of discipleship. I remember reading about this in that when I first got the first Holy Megillah, that pamphlet that they sent you. I actually read all the way through that. But it talks about the different paths and stuff. And it's in here as well, but I just forget. I think it's towards the beginning somewhere in the Nazarene book of Genesis. I forget exactly where though. Progress in first lessons is estimated according to one's walk upon both the social and the scholarly path in the Essene mountain of peace, as revealed in the precepts of Zion. Those two paths merge to become the one whole response of a Nazarene to the call of the four pillars of discipleship. That one whole response is our true walk of the heart and mind in the Essene way. Each of the seven who now walk with Miriam up the path of Mount Shemesh had pledged to walk both the scholarly and the social paths of integrity. Hold on one second. Hey, girl, hey. Did you call his phone? Are y'all outside? Okay. I'll check. All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye. Hold on one second. Jeremiah! Jeremiah! Go wake him up. I think you heard me. They have to be here. Oh, they're right there. Yeah, they left. They're dropping the babies off, but they about to be here. Oh, he about to be left. While Jeremiah getting a ride, I didn't tell y'all about the little story on how he crashed his car. He will save everybody in it, but now he's learning a very expensive lesson. I would get into it, but I'm not. But maybe I'll save this story for another day. And anytime you get a vehicle, people, you know what? I'm not, because I'm gonna start. We'll share the story another day. But everybody was fine. He just has to get his vehicle fixed before he can drive it again. So now he back to catching rides. Okay. Hold on. Okay, verse 829, page 522. Each of the seven who now walked with Miriam up the path of Mount Shemesh had pledged to walk both the scholarly and the social paths in integrity. For lo, Miriam told us at the outset of the walk, if we study every day, pronouncing correctly, maybe I should go watch this video with Cosmon and Poosh, right? Hold up. It's talking about me. It's talking about me. Hold on. I guess you would need to pronounce the words of power right, too. For lo, Miriam told us at the outset of the walk, if we study every day, pronouncing correctly the words of power gained by excellent studentship, but gossip behind the back of our sister, we have success. Wait, what? Let me read that again. For lo, Miriam told us at the outset of the walk, if we study every day, pronouncing correctly the words of power gained by excellent studentship, but gossip behind the back of our sister, we have successfully walked the scholarly path. Oh, okay, I should have finished reading. We have successfully walked the scholarly path, but have stumbled on the social path of the Nazarene religion of the Essene way. That's good. I'm going to read that whole verse again. Listen. Okay, it's two paths, the scholarly path and the social path. All right. 829. Each of the seven who now walked with Miriam up the path of Mount Shemesh had pledged to walk both the scholarly and the social paths in integrity. For lo, Miriam told us at the outset of the walk, if we study every day, pronouncing correctly the words of power gained by excellent studentship, but gossip behind the back of our sister, we have we have successfully walked the scholarly path, but have stumbled on the social path of the Nazarene religion of the Essene way. I say unto my disciples, sisters, walk the true walk without gossip, even as your feet now tread the path up Mount Shemesh without stumbling. That's good. Wherefore, as we seven ascended the holy mount with Miriam, we each contemplated our true walk as Nazarenes of the Essene way. Lo, when the sun was high enough to warm the skin without burning, Miriam ended the walk in a sunny patch of green grass at the summit of Mount Shemesh. This summit provided a clear view of the valley from which we had ascended. Miriam sat beside a beautiful flower patch of diverse colors amidst the green grass. Behold, a flower of each color of the rainbow surrounded Lady Miriam, and sunlight reflected from her eyes. Her disciples sat in eager joy, for lo, the previous night beside the fire, Miriam pronounced that this Sabbath day, atop Mount Shemesh, she would initiate the seven into the order of Shemesh in Shemaiah. For each disciple had thus proven worthy in the four pillars of discipleship enough to advance to the next level of initiation in the Essene Mountain of Peace. Lo, the holy ritual of initiation will be at the end of the Sabbath service on Mount Shemesh, which service will now be described. The lady spoke, saying, let us begin with a reading from the Holy Megillah. Sister Migdana will read a passage from Mattanah. Migdana said, in Mattanah we read, when Abraham and Sarah came to this realm to assist the great works of Elohim, the realm was bohu, a void, and they chanted the great invocation of Elohim, which is, let there be light, and they planted the star seed, which is the seed of our son. As they watched the seed grow, they said, it now emanates spiritual light into this darkness. It is good seed. And the birth of the spiritual light was during the first great day of the creation of our world. Then Abraham said to Sarah, now let the spiritual light form a body of light, which will be our temple. I highlight this because I just looked at starseed in a different way that I've ever looked at it before. Before I read this verse. Okay. Hold on. And they chanted the great invocation of Elohim, which is, let there be light. And they planted the star seed, which is the sun, the seed of our son. As they watched the seed grow, they said, it now emanates spiritual light into this darkness. It is good seed. And the birth of the spiritual light was during the first great day of the creation of our world. Then Abraham said to Sarah, now let the spiritual light form a body of light, which will be our temple. Sarah said, yes, I will plant the seed of air, and it shall be the breath of life for the body of light. And she planted the seed of air, and the spiritual light emanated a body of fire. Abraham and Sarah said, it is good seed. And that was the second great day of the creation of our world. Then Abraham and Sarah cast into the body of fire the seed of water, so that vapor would come forth from the fire to become clouds, for they knew they would make worlds that would need water. And vapors came forth and formed primal clouds. They said, "It is good seed." And that was the third great day of the creation of our world. After the reading by Migdana, Miriam played the harp given to her by Nibia, the harp made by Zamira. The disciples joined voices and sang with Miriam. Then lo, bird song drummed on a goatskin drum, the skin being from a beloved goat that died naturally. As bird song drummed, the disciples sang, danced, and chanted holy enchantments. After the chanting of the words of opening, Miriam preached the sermon on air, sun, and water, a bit of which now follows. On page 523, verse 861. I'll be in the background listening, pronouncing correctly. All right, y'all. Now I get it, not the stumbling part. All right, y'all. I was just looking up real quick. Okay. Verse 861. Miriam said, "This morning upon arising, we greeted the angel of water. Yea, with our first sip of water in the morning, we commune with water, and we call that communion first sip. That is a good time to say a prayer of thanksgiving for holy water, the child of air and sun. Before every drink of water, throughout the day and night, it is good to be in communion with holy water." And if y'all read the Essene, what is it? The Essene's Gospel of Peace, it goes into detail. We read that already if you were here when we went through it. Before every drink of water throughout the day and night, it is good to be in communion with holy water. This can be as simple as a brief inner awareness of the majesty of water, of its significance in creation and our bodies. It can be as simple as a deep feeling of appreciation as we raise water to our lips, a communion of deep appreciation with or without words. For lo, whatever we appreciate, we advance. Wherefore I say, appreciate in wisdom. Let us appreciate and thus advance the forces of the roots and branches of the tree of life. That which harms the roots of the tree of life harms all who dance joyfully in this garden. That which advances the tree of life, that which harms the roots of the tree of life harms all who dance joyfully in this garden. That which advances the roots of the tree of life helps all who dance joyfully in this garden. This morning I speak of three of those root forces: water, sun, and air. One of the two root triads, of the two root triads, this one comes first. For lo, these are the forces of the first 3 days of creation, as revealed in Matana. Soil comes on the fourth day, wherefore the triad of soil, life, and joy follows the triad of water, sun, and air. Behold, Miriam took her staff and drew a circle in the dirt. Within the circle, she drew the tree of life with 7 branches and 7 roots. She pointed to one of the 4 primary triads, that the roots of water, sun, and air. She pointed to one of the, within the circle, she drew the tree of life with 7 branches and 7 roots. She pointed to one of the 4 primary triads, that of the roots of water, sun, and air. They are probably pulling up like right now. You ain't got your shoes on. What you doing? Did you call them? Well, she called me almost like 5 minutes ago now. She said she was dropping the babies off. Check and make sure he was up. Yeah, you can't use this because I'm using it. You know how to use the microwave, son. Well, I'm sorry. You can use this other one down here under the cabinet, but you don't have time for that. Behold, 875. Hold on. I'm going to just read. Oh, man. Got 5 minutes left. Okay. Verse 875, page 524. Behold, Miriam took her staff and drew a circle in the dirt. Within the circle, she drew the tree of life with 7 branches and 7 roots. She pointed to one of the 4 primary triads, that of the roots of water, sun, and air. She said, as revealed in Matanah, at the beginning of this chain of 7 heavens, Abraham and Sarah, who serve as the overseers of sun and air, in obedience to the will of Elohim, set in motion the 7 days of creation, which were 7 grand cycles, not 7 actual days, right? These are cycles of time, right? The son of Abraham and Sarah, the holy prince Isaac of the 7th heaven, became, for our sake, the angel of water for the tree of life. That is fitting, for water is the child of air and sun, as revealed in Matanah. Yea, it is the forces overseen by Abraham, Sarah, and Isaac. Yea, it is the forces overseen by Abraham, Sarah, and Isaac, the forces of sun, air, and water, that create the condition for the coming of the force of Adamah, or Adam, soil from which springs forth natural life. Okay, I know it's using names of people and stuff, but it's clearly we can see because it's explaining along the way. And sometimes people get caught up in the stories on what story actually happened, who was actually there, and it's really talking about something way deeper than that. It's using a parable and story to talk about things here and the elements and everything. Okay. Verse 879. The son of Abraham and Sarah, S-O-N, the son of Abraham and Sarah, the holy prince Isaac of the 7th heaven, became, for our sake, the angel of water for the tree of life. That is fitting, for water is the child of air and sun, as revealed in Matanah. Yea, it is the forces overseen by Abraham, Sarah, and Isaac, the forces of sun, air, and water, that create the condition for the coming of the force of Adamah, soil from which springs forth natural life. Behold, a life form experiences joy to the degree that it is in harmony with the roots and branches of the tree of life. That's interesting, because me and the kids, we all made terrariums, right? I'll show you one little small. I'll show you Aubrey's. Hers is smaller, the other ones are bigger. A terrarium. It's like a whole little ecosystem. We put Antonio in there with his bird from Encanto. But my nephew Jonathan said, excuse me, he gave us an idea about building these. You know, it's literally like the Earth's crust and everything. It's a whole atmosphere. If you look up terrarium, you will see that you pretty much reproduce the same atmosphere Earth has, and you put a lid on it, and putting it in the right conditions with the plants and stuff growing in it, it will develop this whole ecosystem where oxygen is created within, and the whole condensation comes up and it rains down. Because once you seal it, you shouldn't ever have to open it again. It has this whole process that it goes through, even a dying off and a regrowth of the plant life on the inside. So we just kind of made like miniature ones. We got like four in here. My nieces got one and my nephew got one. We made different ones, and we had to put something living in it to help break down like mold and all that stuff. So like little bugs. You can make one with animals, but the tanks that we got, the little jars, they weren't big enough for that. So we did it with isopods. They like roly polies, but we got like powder blue isopods, zebra stripe isopod. We literally went to the pet store to pick out bugs to put in our terrariums or whatever. And they just roll right on through. You know, we just kind of been watching the process over days. They're supposed to be just watching it, recording notes and stuff and seeing what happens. Jamia, hey girl, hey. So but yeah, that's what this reminded me of, all this stuff about nature. Yea, it is the forces overseen by Abraham, Sarah, and Isaac, the forces of sun, air, and water that create the condition for the coming of the force of Adamah, soil from which springs forth natural life. Behold, a life form experiences joy to the degree that it is in harmony with the roots and branches of the tree of life. Let me see. We need to pause. Whew. Yeah, we're not going to be able to finish this. I was trying to read to the end of this section, but this section, we at verse 883, and it goes all the way to 1027 before it starts. And we still in chapter 30 before it goes into the next section of what's in here. So let me see. With the water, yeah, we drink water. Let's stop at 936. I want to finish this part about the water. Okay, so this we're gonna pause at 936. Okay, 936. On page 524, verse 883. Lo, the communion with water at first sip in the morning keeps water in our consciousness throughout the day. This advances the likelihood that we will act respectfully toward water throughout the day, not polluting the natural waters of our world and body. That tends to be true. The more water you drink, the less junk you'll put in it. But sometimes people got to even mix and they just don't care. They just, I need something stronger than water. This advances the likelihood that we will act respectfully toward water throughout the day, not polluting the natural waters of our world and body. Behold, what good is it to chant communion prayers and the word of power for water at first sip and pollute water during the day? Not only must Nazarenes act respectfully to water throughout the day, we must teach non-Nazarenes to respect water, for there are often non-Nazarenes upstream. Behold, it is okay to use water to human advantage. Indeed, water is a gift of Jah to natural life and is to be enjoyed by natural life forms. The angel of water does not deny humankind the use of water, but the angel of water asks that we use water respectfully. The angel of water wishes water to be used not only for human advantage, but to the fair advantage of all creatures of the Garden of Eden. Forests need water, as do the Alephim and nature fairies, as do the deer and the fish. Behold, if one tribe diverts a river to the benefit of their tribe, but to the detriment of 3 tribes downriver, that is a crime. Likewise, if a Roman army smelt pollutes a river to the advantage of that army, but in doing so destroys gardens and kills fish, that is a crime. Crimes against water advance the cause of the angel of death, not life, and will be prosecuted by Mother Nature and her friends in the court of natural life. Oh, wow. So yeah, you see that happening. That's powerful. Like, that's obvious now that it's said in those words. Listen. Verse 896. Crimes against water advance the cause of the angel of death, not life, and will be prosecuted by Mother Nature and her friends in the court of natural life, right? It, like, if you start abusing your body, polluting your body and stuff, you don't need nobody to come and tell you what you're doing to your body is wrong. And no, it's already set in motion, and natural law, cause and effect. If you do this, this is what's going to happen. Sony Jackson, shalom, sis. Elizabeth Weaver, hi, Ray. A mini flat earth. Yeah, we haven't figured out how to get that vortexian energy inside our little terrariums yet. I'm sorry, terrariums. But it's there with its whole process once you seal it up. I mean, I guess if you look at it, you can kind of see the energy and all of that stuff as it goes through the cycles. But yeah, it's kind of like technically flat. But we put it in a round. We ain't gonna get into it. Some people, we ain't gonna get into the flat earth and the round earth. Look, crimes against water advance the cause of the angel of death, not life, and will be prosecuted by Mother Nature and her friends in the court of natural life. Some will ask, how do we know the right way to use water? Behold, the right use of water is revealed within by the angel of love. It is not an act of love to kill 3 tribes to benefit your own tribe. That sort of selfish love is not really love. Rather, that and similar selfish acts are truly greed masquerading as love. That's good. I like that. Like if somebody else got to lose for you to win because you love yourself by any means necessary, that's selfish. That's greed masquerading as love. It is not an act of love to kill 3 tribes to benefit your own tribe. That sort of selfish love is not really love. Rather, that and similar selfish acts are truly greed masquerading as love. It is not an act of love to kill gardens and fish for your own financial gain. It is not an act of love to destroy a forest to earn profit for a few rich men. When you use water, look with eyes of love. See and feel how your use of water may touch the fish, the forest, even the unseen alafim. For lo, did you know that the land in this world that is habitable for Alafim is limited to ancient forests with pristine, unpolluted water? With the eyes of love, decide what is a respectful use of water and what is not. Always be willing to learn new lessons, for the mysteries of water unfold like the petals of a rose. Water is a gift to be used by humans, but without the eyes of love, holy water is profane. I tell you truly, eyes without love are blind. That's good. I wonder where the whole term holy water in the Catholic Church came from. I wonder if they understood parts of this and they get the holy water, all that stuff, right? All right, well, no, maybe somebody does. Verse 19, we almost at the end of this. We'll stop at 9:34. Behold, all who have received the first baptism can, at the time of first sip each morning, acknowledge their continued need for forgiveness. For lo, water is the symbol of the ocean of forgiveness by which our sins are washed away at the time of first baptism. But even the best of disciples will sometimes stumble. At first sip, you may reflect upon your deeds of the previous day. Upon reflection, if you feel you have erred, let the water of first sip cleanse and refresh you in the spirit of forgiveness of the first baptism. For though you were cleansed of the burden of guilt for previous sins at the time of first baptism, in the days that follow, none walk without error. Fortunately, love heals a multitude of errors. Note that the root of water is linked with the branch of love on the tree of life, meaning, hold on. Note that the root of water is linked with the branch of love on the tree of life, meeting at the trunk to form a whirling flower. There go that vortex in energy. Energy, energy, energy. A whirling flower. Vortex. Okay. Fortunately, love heals a multitude of errors. Note that the root of water is linked with the branch of love on the tree of life, meeting at the trunk to form a whirling flower. Yea, in the morning we drink water at first sip. Then we cleanse ourselves with water. We return water to the soil when we urinate. Then we stretch and say our morning prayers. Then we walk. While we walked this morning, we took notice of our communion with the angel of air. Upon waking this morning, even before first sip, we performed first breath of awakening. And before that, the angel of air fed us throughout the night, even while we slept. Her ministry is often little noticed. Even so, her ministry sustains our life in this garden, right? The earth is a garden. It is. Like, I ain't gonna get into it. Somebody might want to talk about we ain't gonna talk about it. Listen, I just noticed that as we walk throughout the neighborhood and stuff, and just paying attention to the trees and the storms and stuff. More so, even I looked this before, but when we built the terrariums the other day, it was just really interesting how I'm like, we're literally building like a mini miniature earth. And after we built them, while walking, going outside, walking and just driving throughout the city, just noticing the different things and how we were careful to place certain things within our terrarium to make sure that it produces oxygen and all of this stuff, and then the condensation from the water and the rain that brings the life to the little. I'm just like, you know what, this is amazing. I'm looking at it in a completely different way now. I mean, I looked at it before, but I have a deeper understanding and a better appreciation of things that happen in nature. So sometimes a little hands-on, these little hands-on projects with the kids, they deepen your learning just a little bit more, or your understanding, learning, and y'all get it. Listen. 9:22. We almost done. Upon waking this morning, even before first sip, we performed first breath of awakening. And before that, the angel of air fed us throughout the night, even while we slept. Her ministry is often little noticed. Even so, her ministry sustains our life in this garden. Yea, underappreciated is the angel of air. But while we walk, we notice our communion with holy air. We appreciated every breath of her nourishment. When we desperately need a breath of air, then we notice the magic of her ministry. Have y'all been ever able not to breathe? Y'all ever lost your breath? Don't nobody think about the angel of air till they didn't about use up all their air. Can I get my air, my mama name? Imagine. Oh my gosh. What if they put a monopoly on air? And sometime with the pollution and all this stuff, I don't know, y'all. You can buy air in a can now. Imagine that, air in the can. But even that, we don't even appreciate that. We get the air in the can and waste it, spraying off our keyboard and all this stuff, and a bunch of other stuff. I'm being silly, but I'm so serious. Listen. But while we walked, we noticed our communion with holy air. We appreciated every breath of her nourishment. When we desperately needed breath of air, then we noticed the magic of her ministry. Now we again sip water as we sit in the sun and breathe deeply of the angel of air. In so doing, we commune with one of the four primary triads of the tree of life. Behold, let the water sit in the sun so that later, when we sip again, the water will be filled with the fire of the sun. Have y'all ever done that? People call that they say you can make the water alkaline that way. You charge your water that way. I've done it. I got a glass bottle that I use to do that. I kid you not. I got a glass bottle. You can probably still see a little bit of water in there. I use that to do that from time to time. I fill it and I sit it in the sun. Do I know if it's really working or not? I'd be lying if I said I did. I ain't figured it out. I just heard it was good to do. I don't know. I haven't really been able to test the theory. I just do it sometime. I don't know. In doing so, we commune with one of the four primary triads of the tree of life. Behold, let the water sit in the sun, so that later, when we sip again, the water will be filled with the fire of the sun. I also have little smaller glass bottles too that I do that with. Actually, I got the smaller ones first. Let me show y'all. I got like 3 of them. Look, y'all can tell I was really kind of testing this, but I haven't really figured it out yet. This one actually has crystals at the bottom. Like charge it in the sun and with crystals. I will test everything. I don't really know if it works. That's being honest. I don't know how much it works, if it's worked at all. I don't know. But I do with this right here. You can infuse water, put lemon, sometimes cucumber, mint in it. Do it work? Yeah, it makes my water tasty. But the actual health benefits,
that's yet to be determined. Trust me, that's most of everything around this house. Yet to be determined.
I'm a scientist. I'm still in the throes of my research.
As you might see around the house, look around here, you see a scientific lab.
Listen, we got a couple more verses, y'all. Look. Hold on. I think he did.
He walk.
No, the girls picked him up.
Oh, he called him back.
I mean, we'll call him just to make sure. Okay. All right. A few more verses, y'all. Verse 931. Behold, let the water sit in the sun, so that later, when we sip again, the water will be filled with the fire of the sun. That sipping is called the alchemy of water and sun, and is performed at the midday peace contemplation in open air by initiates of the order of Shemesh and Shemaiah when conditions permit. If your circumstances do not often permit this, carefully examine your circumstances and commitment. Yea, if unpolluted water is not at hand, be warned, the time has come to relocate. Last 2 verses. Now, lo, let us sit in the rays of the sun to silent receptivity. This is called solar contemplation and silent receptivity, and is a meditation practice of the order of Shemesh and Shemaiah. So we'll pick this back up with this when we come back Wednesday. We won't be here. I know we just came back today after playing Hooky Friday. I promise you, I didn't play Hooky on purpose Friday. I could not be here. I mentioned earlier I had an allergic reaction or something, and I'm allergic to penicillin, right? Not that I had to get a penicillin shot. Okay, so let me just tell y'all what happened. Coming off my fast, I'm doing cycles of fasting, right? But also, my mind is like, girl, you got this whole gym. Let's go ahead and get back out here. So after coming off the fast, I decided, I'm gonna still kind of keep it, be cool. So I made a smoothie. In my smoothie, I decided to put what do you call it? One of the scoopafuls of my son's pre-workout, because it's fast recovery and stuff. It helped invigorate them. You're my husband. Listen, I did not think it all the way through. I was loud with my body too. Listen, it's called Superhuman.
No, don't tell about that stuff.
Listen.
Don't you believe it?
It's the Alpha Lion, right?
Tommy Jerry. Don't you believe it?
Listen, it's the Alpha Lion Superhuman Pump, right? Peach pumps, and it tastes really good, right? But if you aren't taking Superhuman Pump, your muscles will look like pancakes, right? So look, listen.
Like flapjacks over here.
Listen, look, but let me tell you, that stuff works so good.
Them jigs almost look like crepes.
Look, no, listen. The energy and the strength that this stuff, I understood exactly why they call this Superhuman Pump, right? Because I was in there for 2 hours 2 hours straight.
And guess what?
Lifting weights. Listen.
Guess what?
Look.
She ain't been in there since.
Of course, for one, I had the allergic reaction. Now I can't stop itching and stuff. Look. Man, stop playing. I had to go around my mama's house. Y'all should have seen me. Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't wish that on nobody. My mama said, you better take note of what was in that stuff. So you make sure you were getting up with that in it again. But let me tell you, this jank worked like a champ. Jeremiah, he apparently, clearly, he's not allergic to anything in it. And he take it. So he like lifting 500 pounds and stuff with his arms and bench press. I'm like, what in the world? I see exactly why. I don't know what's in this, or if this is something from heaven or something from hell. I don't know. But whatever is in it, it literally, it gave. I thought I was gonna be
when that girl
sore.
When that girl sat up here and started itching, she like, James, I don't know what's wrong with me. She started putting bags on her feet. It was like, hey, what am I supposed to? I said,
look, tell them I put the bags on my feet.
I just started cracking the bathroom. It was funny to me.
Look, no, I put the bags. Look, you make me sound like I'm a crack addict or something. Look.
Sound like swish, swish, swish.
No, okay, so you probably threw them off with the bags. You ain't even finished with the whole story. Why even put the bags on my feet? Okay, so I had to go around my mama's house. Look. After I took that, one dose of that, let me tell you, like I said, it worked like a champ. I was in there lifting the weights, doing the bench press and everything. I was like, oh my God, I ain't never been able to lift this much. Doing my lunges and all this stuff, the bar with the squats, add more weight. I was like, oh my God. I was like, what is in this stuff?
Hey, man, I gotta go. I
All right, babe.
I love you.
Love you too. Hold on, let me walk into the door real quick. You come in here and messing up my story.
Oh, no.
You ain't messing it up. Look, y'all. So in there lifting weights, I was still in there working out when Jeremiah and them had got off and they see me there lifting all that weight on that bar and stuff. Jeremiah was like, okay, Mom. He said, but slow down. You might be sore tomorrow. I said, I took your stuff. You know, I'm out there, had all this stuff. I'm going from lifting the weights to my little stair climber thing. I was like, whoo. I was like, boy, I don't know what. Listen, I already got like a natural high with the extra energy that gave me. I'm just like, clearly you can tell that's not natural. That's like overly abundant, the energy that I normally have. That's like, that's even way above your level, Pam. Like, what's going on? So, but I was doing everything I could to burn it off. I wasn't having heart palpitations, anything like that. I just felt the energy, and it says how it invigorates. It like brings oxygen into your veins. I literally felt that, if that was such a thing. Now, mind you, I'm doing these cycles of fasting. It didn't even dawn on me that you might not want to put this foreign type substance into your body as you're cleansing it, which is probably why I think that I probably had more, because I'm cleansing myself out. So now I'm putting all this in there. It ain't really got anything to like slow down its process on what it was designed to do. So it just got in there and found a perfect home. I literally felt like my veins just opened up. I was like, you know, I gotta really start thinking stuff all the way through, because it could have been tragic. Like, it really could have. But me not thinking about this, I'm gonna burn off some of this energy, especially when you fast and you get all this energy. I'm just going here and work out. But I'm gonna drink a little smoothie, put some protein powder in it, and you know, I should have thought it through a little bit more. So getting there, working out. When I say I'm drenched, I haven't sweat this much and I don't know how long. You know, I was losing all the water. I was staying hydrated while I was in there on the treadmill and all this, but most of the time was spent lifting the weights to burn off all this energy. By the time I left out of there, my shirt was literally soaked and wet. My pants, I had my yoga pants. So I was like, oh my God. So I went to go get in the shower and everything, cleaned up, and I started cooking dinner. And I noticed, you know, I was like, what in the world? Just scratching and stuff. Matter of fact, the last day I was here, I'm not sure if y'all was paying attention to it. I told my mama, I said, y'all probably didn't notice it on the video, but I kept scratching everywhere that I had something on. that was restrictive, I started itching like under too much information, under like my bra strap, and you know, where you got on extra clothes where it was tight. Even I had on socks that morning, you know, so you probably see me, I move around a lot, but I was moving around a little bit more. I was trying to play it off. I walked out the camera one time, I'm like, what in the world is happening? I was quiet, y'all didn't hear it, but if you go back and watch that video, you can probably pick it up. But the allergic reaction that I had was like itching all over. And when I say itching, it was like it felt, I mean, it wasn't itching on my skin, it was itching under my skin. It felt like it was a bunch of bugs crawling, and I felt like I was like screaming. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like stomping my feet because I couldn't get the itching to stop in my feet and in my hands and stuff. I was like, I'm about to go to the hospital. You gotta give me something. But I didn't know how to go into the hospital and be like, I took my son superhuman peach pumps. I'm like, this girl on crack. She coming down off of. I was gonna probably have to take it in and stuff. I wasn't too embarrassed to go to the hospital, but if I hadn't got that itching calmed down, I was on my way out the door. I don't care. I wasn't caring how much they was gonna laugh at me or think that I was coming down off of crack or whatever. But I was gonna take this with me. So I went to my mom's house. I'm like, Mom, I'm scratching this. I was like, Mom. I said, what? Before I called her, I actually tried to call my sister, but she worked, and she's a real nurse. She's a registered nurse. I called her a couple times, but since she worked the midnight shift, she wasn't picking up. I was gonna ask her what in the world did I need to do. So, but since she didn't pick up after a couple times, I called my mama, and while calling her, I was thinking Yaki just came to mind, right? Yaki came to mind. I'm like, God help, please. Angels, why didn't y'all stop me? Girl, we did. We told you not to take it. You fasting. Remember that thought that you had? I probably shouldn't, because that was us. We was trying to remind you. See, we foresaw all of this coming, but you ain't listen. You'll never listen. So now I'm scratching, doing all this, looking, stomping both my feet. The insides of my ears was itching. Listen, and it just got worse as the day went on. So Yaki flashed in my mind and his bitters. And I remember some of the things he was saying about the bitters, and I have some here. I was like, oh, I probably need to cleanse my bloodstream. And they work fast, but I was going to have to cook them and boil them and stuff. And then I remember my mom, listen. Let me tell y'all something. My mom had told me shortly after we found out, it's been a while now, but we found out about these Amenazole power bitters, at least she did, right? And she had told me about it. I was like, well, I got Yaki stuff, and sure, it takes a little while to prepare them. And she was like, well, sometimes she don't want to go through all that. She got some and she tested out, and it's like just as powerful. I'm like, okay, I don't know about that because this Yaki, right? I'm kind of biased when it comes to Yaki. I was like, I tried stuff, I use the stuff. It's nice and fresh. And she's like, okay, but I'm letting you know, I tried it. You know, I'm like, okay, Mom. Now I'm like, Mom, can I get some of them bitters in your fish fry? Because it was already made, right? So she was like, yeah, so this is where the bags on my feet come in. So I went over there. She said, you want a shot of it? And I said, yes, please. So she got me a shot glass, and I took a shot while I was over there. And so I'm standing over there scratching. She probably like, this girl need to get out of my house and doing all this scratching and stuff. I'm like, all right, Mom. You know, I was trying not to go overboard, but I'm just standing there like moving my feet, and my hands was like on fire itching. So I'm doing like this and doing my fingers like this, trying to get the itching to stop. And so she was like, well, okay. Let me know how it work out. You know, but she didn't really say that, but so I got home and I'm sitting there and I'm like, listen, if this stuff don't kick in, I am going to the hospital. And that was my determining factor whether I was going to go to the hospital or not if the bitters didn't kick in, because I understood that I need to get it out my bloodstream as quick as possible. So I was drinking water and stuff. And then after about 20 minutes, I kid you not, it started calming down. I was like, oh my gosh, it's working. And so when it started kicking in, I started thinking about, because my feet at this time, I was sitting here, my feet, listen, this might sound ghetto, and I'm even ashamed to say this. my feet was itching so bad. Like I'm stomping my feet on the floor. I couldn't get the itching to stop. I was going to grab a knife, but I didn't for fear that I would puncture my skin. So I grabbed a fork. Now I'm scratching my feet with the fork. A business call had came in. I said, baby, you have to take this call. So my husband there talking to a new prospective client for furniture and stuff. And I'm sitting here scraping my feet. I'm sitting here scraping my feet with a fork. He couldn't keep a straight face. I'm like, yes, okay, so you got 20 offices. And he looking at me, and he started busting up laughing. He had to walk out the room. And now I'm almost, it felt like I was dying of itching death. But the itching in my feet, I never felt anything like this in my life. I've never itched like that. Not that I like itch or anything. You know how you get a little itch or you get a mosquito bite. Now you know sometimes how you get a mosquito bite. And then when you go scratch it, it's like it itches more. And then it's like, oh my God, and it feel good. Then you get the sore and the pop or whatever. Thank God no blisters or anything came, because I'd have been like, yeah, listen, I'm going to need to take a 2-month hiatus. I done something foolish. I'll tell you the story when I come back. Listen, so I'm sitting here literally, y'all. Listen, I threw the fork away. Yes. Some of my girl, did you put the fork in? No, I threw it away. But I'm literally, when I say I was sitting there, I had that fork and I was scraping my feet like that, but I was going real fast and it helped a little bit. But I had to be careful because my feet were red. He was like, babe, you need to stop. I said, this itching is unbearable, so I'm darn near in tears and stuff. And so I realized the bitters were kicking in. And I realized my husband said, he said, listen, he said, it makes sense that your feet are itching like that. It's probably trying to escape because a lot of things leave your body through your feet. And when he said that, I said, you're right. I went and got 2 Ziploc bags. I put my feet in a Ziploc bag and I took the bitters and I poured them in the bag. Listen, the coolness of it calmed it down just real quick. It was still itching, so I ain't filled the bag up, but I put enough in there to cover my feet on both sides. Look, and I done ordered some more. I got the soursop ones that came the other day, and I just ordered this. They didn't have this on Amazon. You gotta order it directly from the Amenazil, but they had the soursop. That's upstairs. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. No, it's upstairs. I ain't gonna run up there. They come in the same bottle, but it's soursop. But these jokers is the truth. When I tell you, I felt it kick in after like 20 minutes. I've been taking that day. I took 3 shot glass full shots of this just to hurry up and get it out my system. I haven't taken a shot today, but I will. The itching is pretty much gone. I can feel it's probably not that, but sometimes like y'all probably seen me do like this. I don't know, it's probably all in my head now, but the itching is definitely gone. But if I think about my hand itching, my hand will itch, so I don't think it's just me getting over this, the mental portion of it. But that's why I was sloshing around here in Ziploc bags, my feet in Ziploc bags with these bitters in there. But let me tell you something though. After about 3 minutes, I felt it like kicking in on my feet and all that itching stopped. It wasn't even the coolness. I think it was the potency of this stuff. And then when I say this is not to discredit Yaki bitters or anything like this, but Amenazil, this is a good brand. Because and it cleans your body out. If anybody's ever taken Yaki bitters or any kind of bitters, it'll start cleansing your system out. This did the same exact thing, So yes, I ordered me a couple more. I don't have to actually cook and prepare it. But I'm gonna still use those. But these is like a quick go-to. So listen, good health is your best investment. Amenazil Power Bitters. Herbal composition: cinnamon, cascara, mahogany, garlic, ginger, neem tree, pawpaw leaves, golden seed, black seed. Suggested dosage: adults 2 tablespoons daily after meals. I took a shot. Let me show you the shot. That's more than 2 tablespoons. Look. I took my shot glass. I filled this joker to the top. I'm doing like this stuff. I'm telling you, this stuff worked like a champ. Listen, I'm being foolish now. Look. But seriously, I took a whole shot glass and I took it like 3 times a day just to make sure it hurry up and flush my system. Children 12 years and over, 2 tablespoons after meals. But it says Amenazole Power Bitters is a unique combination of black seeds and other herbal ingredients. This powerful herbal juice promotes good health in the body. Piles, and in parentheses it has cuckoo, Kooko, constipation, hemorrhoids, stroke, hypertension, general disability, barrenness, low sperm count or infertility in men, skin diseases, poor eyesight, fibroid, diabetes, mental what's your mood, boy? Mental disorder, fever, malaria, anemia, etc. Right? This stuff is the truth. I don't get paid for saying this. I ain't getting no kind of kickback or nothing. And remember the seek a medical professional. I'm not giving medical advice. Disclaimer. I'm just reading off the bottom, telling y'all my experience, what happened to me and my foolishness. Look, hold on. Tabitha. That thought crossed my mind. Look. Shogun, that's what it was. Hold on, let me read her. That's exactly what it was. You were scraping like Job or the Bible. I really was. I was probably scraping harder. He found, listen, I know what Job talking about. He had an itch that he couldn't get rid of. He had to find something else other than his nails to scratch. Bro, that, yes, Shogun. That's what I looked up. That's exactly what I found out it was. Beta alanine itch. Listen, they call it the beta alanine itch. I don't want to tell nobody that, like, can you catch that? No, you just do something foolish by taking. Listen, the beta alanine is the itchy ingredient that's in it. Yes, I found it out. Yes, I did. No, you did it? Yes, I did. Listen, if I had cameras recording that day, I probably wouldn't show it to y'all today. I probably just have to get over my own embarrassment about it for a few more days, and then I bring it up, and then I let y'all watch it. I'm doing good just telling y'all about it now. But I was saying, how am I gonna tell them this? Because they're gonna think I'm playing hooky. No, this girl, when Pam don't show up, she done something foolish or listen. I was like, you know what? It's done. It's over with. Just in case somebody else might think about getting some peach pumps, this superhuman pre-game workout before you go in there and work out. I mean, I guess it's not really a way to tell if you're going to be allergic to it or have an allergic reaction, until it just happens. But my son takes it and he hasn't had any kind of issue. But I don't know. If you got any kind of allergy, I would just say if you got any kind of allergy, I just stay away from it altogether, even though it worked like a champ. And see, here's the thing. Here's something, even still today. Jeremiah was like, Mom, you're going to be so sore. I was like, well, it said, with the recovery and the oxygen that goes in me, trying to calculate this in my own mind. Do you realize? And I thought I was going to be all that weight that I lifted and squatted and did with my arm. I did like 500 of everything. That is no lie. When I say I did like 500 of everything, not straight, I just kind of broke it up in multiple sets. I did like 500 of everything. I didn't have any kind of soreness in my body whatsoever, even still not till today, because I had just been waiting for it to come on. Nothing. Now, what they say about this stuff is true, but I'm just allergic to it. And I will never take it again. So I'm just gonna do what I've been doing with my workout. Just do my little protein shake. That's gonna be it. My fruit smoothie, just a little bit of protein powder. That I'm gonna just have to stick with that. Anything else? I'm just a natural route. See, this is why I don't do drugs. None of this stuff. My body, I already got this natural energy and high. Anything else that I put in to add on top of that, it throws off the balance of everything that I got going on here. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take the long road home. I'm gonna take the manual way Then I'll speed it up once I understand the manual way. Oh boy, I tell you, my life is a comic book. Audrey, shalom, shalom. Thank you for the peekaboo, baby child. Makes my heart sing. Uncle JB told me about these bitters. Oh, I remember when you first brought it up and you said they told you about it. But yeah, y'all, this stuff is the truth. I feel like it's just as potent. Because I've taken Yaqui bitters quite a few times and I still have some here. And I've tested this the first time. I feel like it's just as powerful. And this was what this was like. I forgot what this cost. It was like $39. Yeah, the bottle's like $39. Definitely way cheaper. No, I mean, got its own process. But I'm just saying, if y'all been wanting to get bitters, Yaqui bitters, or even I talk about Selah bitters as well. His are good. I didn't have any of his, and I would have to wait like a couple days even to order his. I needed something like right then, and my mom had some. But these jokers work like a champ. And it was what, 30, was it $39 a month? I forgot. Hold on, let me see. I'll pull up the soursop one. Matter of fact, let me just give y'all the link. Let me go to my text real quick. And now, not today. Let's see. She gave me the. Okay, yeah, the power bitters right here. Macola International, right? Okay, boom. All right, so they 21. The power bitters, they're $21.99. It's 16 ounces here. Okay, here's a power bitters. That's that one. And I'm gonna give you a link to this other one. The other one is on Amazon. They had this brand on Amazon, but they're out. It's the same company, but they have the soursop bitters up there. And that's what I ordered off of there. But I had to get this link from my mom to actually order this one. So the soursop ones, even though I have 2 of those, I haven't tried those yet. I'm going through the rest of this. I'm just doing a whole flush out system of my body with these things. Now, the taste bitters, they are bitter. And if you had Yaqui's bitters, they're bitter. He tell you they're absolutely disgusting. But the magic potion, the juice, the magic behind it, it's amazing. These are downright nasty too. But this is nasty. I ain't gonna lie. It's downright nasty, but not as nasty. Okay, so Yaqui's bitters 1 and 3, they're super gross. The middle one just tastes like unsweetened tea. Now, I'm not going to say this tastes like unsweetened tea. It's a little bit worse than that. But I will say it's not as bad as Yaqui's bitter 1 and 3, but it's more potent than bitter 2. So regardless, it's still nasty, but they work like a champ. Okay, so that's that one. That's the one I'm taking. The power bitters right there. The soursop one from Amazon, which I haven't tried it, but I'm gonna just give you the link for that just in case you want to try it too. For those of you that like soursop, Aminazale. There you go. Here's the link for this one. And both of the bottles are 16 ounces. Okay, put that here. You're welcome. And get the link for it. I hope that's not too long. I want to make sure that didn't break the link up. Okay, yeah, I think it's good. Okay, so yeah, if y'all having any kind of issues with anything like this, go for it. If y'all read all of the the testimonials from Yaki's bitters, and even some, if you go to Selah's channel with the bitters that he make, even listening to the testimonials, I mean, it's like, even though they have like different versions of their bitters, it's doing the same thing. It's cleansing the body out of all foreign substances. It's helping to heal. Remember, I'm not a medical professional. Disclaimer. That's why that's running down there. I'm just telling you all this based on my personal experience with the product, right? Do your own due diligence and research. But it is doing the same thing. It's healing all of these things where we've torn our body up or done something foolish. It helps to kind of reverse that process and bring it back to a state of peace. So, but yeah, so okay. Is PayPal the only option for bittersweet herbals? Because I would have to get PayPal again. I was wondering if there was another option first. For bittersweet, you talking about for Selah's, his is bittersweet herbals. I don't know. Did I pay with PayPal? I may have paid with PayPal. I don't remember. I don't know. I can look it up. Let me see. You may probably have to ask him. Let me see. Bittersweet herbals. Let me see. Let me put something in a cart. Let's see. Add to cart. Buy with PayPal more. Oh no. It says no. Under buy with PayPal is more payment options, and just click on the more payment options, and the other options are, oh, you can use Venmo. So it looks like PayPal. Yeah, it looks like PayPal and Venmo are the only two ways you can get the bittersweet herbals from Selah's. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so PayPal and Venmo, which is they're both reputable payment processors, which is probably why he used it. So but yeah, PayPal and Venmo, right? Those are the only two ways to do it. So I mean, if you really want it, I guess you gotta sign up for it again, one or the other. But if not those, if you already hooked up with Amazon, you will be able to at least get the soursop bitters. But with the power bitters, you got to get it directly from the company, and they let you use. It's a couple different ways. You can just actually type in your credit card information too. So that's what I did when I ordered these directly from them. So they have a few different ways to do that. So let's check it out. See which one works best for you. Maya said they're palatable. That's a nice word to use. They disgusting, but you will be able to get it down. Hopefully. But I'm telling you, I'm a believer. I'm a believer. I didn't have to go to the hospital, and they work super quick within like 20 minutes getting into the bloodstream. But I was also pushing water too, so it probably helped it move through my body a little bit faster. So, that's my story. My story for the day. Okay. That's the reason why I'm afraid to try marijuana. It's a good herb, but next I'm flying on an aeroboat or waspy vessel. I know that's right, Tabitha. Okay, not Vimeo. Vimeo is it's like another YouTube channel. It's a video platform, but Venmo, it's spelled Venmo, not Vimeo. Those are two different things. Venmo. Ray. Okay. You think Amazon is just out right now? Yeah, they're definitely out of these, but they did have them up there. You can put it in, but you can't get them, so they may be waiting to get another shipment in. And I know I gave y'all the link there. Shoot, I'm gonna have to do it from my laptop because I deleted it from my phone. I'll just paste it in the community section so y'all can see. I'll put both of them. That's my light shining on it. Hold on, power. Whatever, y'all see it. Amenazole power bitters. I'll put all that in there for y'all. But anyway, y'all, that's it. Prince, what's going on, fam? Love and light, beautiful people. All right, y'all, we about to roll out. Prince, you missed my I'm about to say my addiction story. I call it my allergic reaction story. I started talking about it right when we got done here. So but yeah, after I stopped this, rewind it. So you can hear why I wasn't here Friday. Yeah, that would have been a terrible sight, me being live. Y'all would have thought I didn't got on drugs or something the way I was scratching. Yeah, so that's why we couldn't be live. All right, y'all, that's it. I love y'all. It is Monday, July 31st, 2023, day 84 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets of the 5-year consecutive day count. It is day 1464. We read pages 520 all the way up to page 525. Started at verse 784 and paused at 936. And we'll pick this back up, like I said, not tomorrow because it's the Sabbath for this moon cycle. Tuesdays are. So we'll be back here Wednesday, and we can probably finish up the rest of chapter 30. If not, we'll definitely finish it up Wednesday. Granted, I don't have any other long stories that I add in. All right. So with that being said, Father, we thank you for healing herbs and all the herbs that you put inside the earth for our healing, the healing of the nations. Oh, I'm a believer. I'm such a believer. Look, y'all. I'm working out my own soul salvation as the days pass. All right, y'all. With that being said, I love y'all. We out of here. I see y'all. My itchy story. I told you I'm gonna change the title of this. I said I was gonna add dreams. Maybe I should. No, I ain't gonna put the 7-year itch. I'm gonna change the title right when we're done. And yeah, it's something about itching or whatever. All right, y'all. I love y'all. See y'all back here Wednesday, bright and early, 6:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
But I see through you.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gold, I've been far away. I'm illuminated now, making
What did you just do to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea. With a little honey.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
What?
A place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
To show you just how much you don't know. Open your eye.
Been dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a coastline.
What's happening? This isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real, this is...
Been dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a coastline.
His heart rate is getting dangerously high.
He looks all right to me. You think that this peculiar universe is all there is?
I don't need gravity, I don't need
What mysteries lie beyond the reach of your senses? Existence, mind and matter meet. Thoughts shape reality.
I don't need gravity, I just need illusion. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Some benevolent and life-giving, filled with malice and hunger. Dark places where powers older than life and waiting.
I don't swim or sink.
Who are you in this vast multiverse?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth. I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Have you seen that before in a gift shop?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Teach me.
No.
It's an earthquake rumble. I won't ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.